This is the plaintiff, Kimberly White. She says she loaned her one-time good friend of 6 years money to start a business and was told she'd get paid back in full. She got a small portion of it and then nothing. If that weren't bad enough, the woman also owes her for a security deposit and a couple of tires and rims. Since the defendant refuses to reimburse her, she has no other choice but to take her to court to get her $5,000. This is the defendant, Judy Farah. She says she did indeed pay the plaintiff most of the borrowed money back, but then let her move in with her, which was a disaster because the woman terrorized her, broke into her belongings, and actually stole from her. Jeez, oh her, no way. She's accused of taking, but not giving.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says she loaned her so-called friend money to start a business and she got back nada. But the defendant says here's the deal. She paid back most of the money and the plaintiff moved in with her. It became an absolute terror. It's the case of single white females.
Thank you, Douglas. Kimberly White?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing Judy Farah?
Yes, ma'am.
For $5,000 that you say she owes you in a loan, security deposit, rent, and damaged items. Tell me what happened here.
Before we start, my daughter is a witness to some of the bad behavior in the home, but I really don't want to hear much of what went on.
Okay.
So can I ask that she be
How
taken
old's your
out?
daughter?
9.
Get out of here. You're 9?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, you're tall. I have one daughter who's tall like that. She's tall for 9, isn't she?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You're going to be a beautiful, very tall girl. I'm very jealous. How about if we take her outside and then if and when it becomes necessary, we'll
Yes,
bring her
ma'am.
in? Okay.
Thank you.
She's beautiful.
Thank you.
To your left.
Talk to me. What's going on?
Back in 2000, when Katrina hit Louisiana, I moved to Louisiana and was living there working.
Wait, you moved to Louisiana when Katrina hit?
After Katrina hit to work construction.
Oh, okay.
And was working and making a living, slipped and fell, became injured pretty bad. Ended up filing a small claim, a personal injury lawsuit, settled the lawsuit, met Miss Farah in 2006 while I lived there through Miss Mansfield. We had a mutual friend, met them all, so we became really good friends. Miss Farah and I were kind of two peas in a pod. We liked the same movies. We did a lot of the same things. When we talked, it was like, yeah, I know. So it was really a good friendship. I moved when I got hurt in 2007 back to Arkansas to live with my mom till I got surgery and fixed and could determine what was going to go on. She and I had talked daily, almost, if not daily, every other day.
Oh, what a shame.
And
you're
right,
here.
It's sad. It really is sad. And when I received my lawsuit settlement, I went to Louisiana to sign the papers, pick up my money, and she was wanting to enter into a business of doing hair, the fake hair extension things. I'm not really sure. So she asked me if I would make her a loan of $5,000, and I loaned her cash right there in the bank. So
what was the date of that?
In August. I'm not sure exactly
That's
of the
right.
date.
August of what year?
August of 2008.
Okay, go on.
So I loaned her the $5,000, and then I got in my car and drove back to Arkansas, where I was still residing with my mom.
Okay.
When Social Security deemed me disabled, my daughter and I wanted to move back to Louisiana. Sometime in June or July, she and her boyfriend broke up. They were renting a home in Slidell, Louisiana, and they broke up, and she called me and she said, well, we've split up. You and Emily can move in here with me. We'll split the rent.
Okay. This is Emily, your 9-year-old?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So Emily and I were going to move down there. She said the only hitch is that right now, Judy, a friend of hers that had just gotten out of prison, was living there with her, but she was going to be out soon.
What was she in prison for?
I found out later it was something to do with drugs.
Drugs?
Yeah. I found out after I moved in.
Didn't you ask?
Yeah, but it was kind of, it was told to me at first that she had gone to jail because she took a fall for her son and that she was really a good person, blah, blah, blah.
All right, so you move in.
I move in. Judy had fallen on a vacation in Arkansas and messed herself up really bad and had a lawsuit pending against
the American way.
Right, against the thing. So she was going to pay me back my $5,000 when she settled her lawsuit.
That's fine. So did her lawsuit settle?
Yes.
All right, how much of this loan has she paid back?
She paid me $1,000 when her father passed away in 2010.
So she pays back $1,000. Does she end up paying more than $1,000?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You guys, at the point that you move in with her, she has paid only $1,000,
Right.
and it's 2 years later. All right. Now you move in with her, and how many months are you living with her?
5.
5 months. All right. And during those 5 months, everything was fine until it wasn't. No. Why wasn't it fine?
Crystal moved in. Yeah. I told them all.
Crystal. Now, Crystal's the one who introduced you to. And at this point, you're getting along with Crystal. You don't get along with Crystal now.
I don't really like Crystal.
You never liked her?
No.
Okay.
Well, no.
All right. No, this isn't a carnival. Okay. Stand up and come over here. Go ahead.
So Judy and I sit to the car, and Crystal sit down in the chairs in the living room, and she's like, look, Crystal really needs to move back in, because evidently Crystal had moved in originally on the original lease. Crystal's now in.
So you work it out, and Crystal moves back in.
There's no drama and no men spending the night, because I have a 9.
No men spending the night because you have a 9-year-old. All right.
Yeah, right.
And what month is this?
October.
Of 2010.
Yes, ma'am.
Has she paid back any more than the $1,000 at that point?
Well, it was right around that time as well that Judy got a settlement check from BP because of loss of business. And so she...
How many lawsuits did you have?
No, BP was loss
It wasn't
of
a lawsuit.
wages.
Oh, you're talking about the oil spill?
Right.
The oil spill.
Oh.
She's a waitress in New Orleans. So their business slumped due to the oil spill and the loss of business. BP paid them.
How much?
She gets a check for $7,500 and she gives me $500.
Okay. How much has she paid back according to you?
She's paid me back all but $1,950.
How do you know?
Well, I have the check for the $1,000.
Right.
And then I have a deposit slip for the $500.
Right.
And then she bought me a bed. And so I was just kind of keeping everything kind of flowed when she got her.
Sort of in your head. You have a figure in your head, and the figure in your head is $1,950.
Right. Actually,
do you have receipts for the times that you paid back a $5,000 loan?
I have do not have a receipt for the first $5,000 that I sent her. She's forgetting. I sent her a check.
For $5,000?
No, that's $1,000. I'm sorry. I sent her a check.
She admits to the $1,000.
Okay. Then I gave her another check for $1,000.
Do you have a receipt for that, or the canceled check?
I have a copy of that check.
Good.
Yes, I do.
Let's see it. You say that what you owe her on the original loan is $1,240?
$1,240, yes.
Okay.
Ma'am.
You need to prove that up.
Okay. On 10/20. 2000, I guess that was 2010. That was right. I gave her check number 1914, which I thought I had a copy of.
Well, then that's not proof. So is there any other proof you want to show me to tally up what you think is owed?
I don't think I owe her anything.
Okay, we'll talk about that. But is there any other proof? Let me rephrase my question. Is there any other proof that you want to tally up to prove that it's $1,240? Okay, now let's get to the next issue, which is when you move in, and Crystal, right? What's Crystal's last name?
Mansfield.
Miss Mansfield moves in. How long is it okay?
It was okay for 3 weeks.
And then there was drama.
And then I started getting attitude from Miss Mansfield. Yes, ma'am.
And what was the attitude about?
Because in the mornings when her baby would wake up screaming and crying, her baby's crib is up against the same wall in the house that my daughter and I have our bed on. And in the morning, I'm laying there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and she's screaming at this 3-month-old infant to shut up. This disturbs me. I'm a mom.
Okay. Were you screaming at your infant?
Yes.
Why? What's wrong with you?
Because I was overwhelmed. And, I understand that it's not. I'm 25. I'll be 26 tomorrow.
If you want to play house and be a mommy, then you have to.
I understand that.
You understand that, right? Mm-hmm. Because anybody who exhibits that kind of anger, the next step when they won't shut up, because they won't.
Right.
Is to shake the baby.
Right.
And then the next step is worse than that. And you can't, put your hand up. You can't do that. So if you feel that you're overwhelmed and that you need a little bit of help, then you need to avail yourself of whatever you can so that you get that. Okay?
Right.
Now, you decide that you're going to move out, but that's not what made you want to move out. What was the straw that made you broke the
So we went through that. She started giving me attitude. And then on January the 20th, I walk into the hallway and there's I'm not prejudiced. My children are half Filipino. I walk out of my bedroom and I see a black man with dreadlocks down to his chin. And he's got on his pajamas and he's coming in the back door in his pajamas. And I'm like, is he spending the night? And Judy says, yes, I need his help in the morning. I said, this isn't what we discussed. I have a 9-year-old that's asleep in the bed. This isn't right. And she's like,
was it the fact that he was black that made it not right?
No, it's the fact that he's a man.
Was it the fact that he had dreads that made it not right?
No.
Or was it the fact that he was in pajamas that made it not right?
The fact that he's a man.
Okay, so the plaintiff is saying that she moved out because there was a scary black man with dreadlocks who spent the night. Is that grounds to move out? What do you think?
Absolutely not. Some of the nicest people have dreadlocks, and what's wrong with being black?
Exactly, and I happen to know one of the guys with dreadlocks, and he's a very nice guy. What do you think?
No, not at all. It's racism.
Seems like racism to me. What do you think?
If there's a threat, that's the only reason I think to move out.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
So here's what happens. You end up saying to them, those are my rules. I don't like everything else, and now I really don't like this, and I'm moving out.
Right.
All right, so you decide to go, and I understand. Now, you have a $400 security deposit. Is it accurate that she has a $400?
She has no security deposit.
Why?
I didn't charge her one. I was renting a room.
Do you have proof that you paid $400 in security deposit? Okay. Let me see.
I can prove what she paid.
I thought you said she paid zero.
In deposit, she didn't.
Are you going to show me again your notes from a register?
No, I have the checking account.
All right, let me see it.
By the way, this is a copy of the check.
Here's something signed by you that says, received from Kim White the security deposit of $400, August 2010.
I thought it said $650, but anyhow.
No.
But if you read it, it does say down there that
take a look at that and tell me if
that's
your signature. I don't care about full lease to follow. Is that your signature?
That is me. That is my signature.
Got it. Now, she says that she wants her rent returned for January. Did she pay January rent?
Yes.
Okay. And that she left because she had some very clear rules. She has a 9-year-old daughter and she didn't want men staying over. No. There's no question that the man was staying over, right?
No. Yes, there's a big question, ma'am.
Whether he was staying over?
The question is the arrangement between her and I about the men was that we would not have men coming in and out, strange men coming in and out of the house. This was baby's daddy. He had been in my house dozens of times. He had played in the backyard with the 9-year-old. He was helping me out. So you don't really think it's because that gentleman was staying over. You think it's because of all the problem between these two.
Right. I want you to stop 1 second, and I want to ask you something. You're suing for a trampoline, storage fees, mental anguish. Okay, I can handle mental anguish really quickly. Now, you have a trampoline that you're trying to get $27 for? Tell me about that. There's a cigarette burn in it?
Yes, ma'am.
And it costs $27 to fix?
That's how much it costs. It has to be replaced. You can't repair a mini tramp.
Did you put a cigarette burn into
I don't smoke.
Did she smoke?
Miss Mansfield burned.
So why don't you sue her? This lawsuit you have is against Judy Farah. It's not
because my property was left on the front porch. I went back the next day after I moved.
What are the storage fees you're suing for $52?
Because I didn't have anywhere to go. My daughter and I lived out of my truck for 6 days.
Okay, but you made the choice to go somewhere else.
Amen.
Right? I mean, I don't blame you. I'd make the choice too. I'm just saying you made the choice to go somewhere else. And according to you, she told you, I found somewhere else to live. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Why do you think you now don't owe her whatever amount I decide is left on the loan?
Because of what she's put me through. Let me tell you what, she's put me through all kinds of mess. She caused all the trouble with Julie. Julie never came to me and complained to me about Kim. I didn't know anything was even going on except from Kim's mouth.
I do not want to hear any more drama.
That's what it was.
I just don't want to hear it. Your answer to me, to my question, what is your legal grounds to not have to pay any more on a loan is, because she's bothered me so much?
She has. She's terrorized
That's it? That's your defense?
She's terrorized my home.
All right, we're done. Here's what's going to happen. First of all, I find that you owe $1,950 because you cannot prove that you paid any more than that. I find that you owe $400 for the security deposit because she has written proof with your signature on it that she paid a security deposit. I find that you need to reimburse her for the days that she was not in there because whether or not the man was the last straw or wasn't, a person who is renting a place has a right to quiet and peaceful enjoyment of the place. At a minimum, I know that at 5 in the morning, the baby's crying, and at 5 in the morning, she's saying, shut that up, which she has admitted to. So that is not quiet and peaceful enjoyment. So she has a right to leave for that reason, if not for the other reason. So you're going to pay her back the rest of her money for the rent in January. As for the rest of this stuff, the $52 in storage fees was for what, the month of January?
Yes, ma'am, because I had to have a place for 1 week to leave my things till I found an apartment.
I agree with the $52. As for the rest of it, I find that you're unable to prove your case on those. I find in your favor in the amount of $2,653.60. That's $1,950 for the loan, $400 for the security deposit, $251.60 for the rent reimbursement, and $52 for storage. Pay the lady.
So 2 things. Everybody has a right to what they call quiet enjoyment, which means you have a right to live in reasonable peace. At the same time, everybody has to expect that there are going to be annoyances when they live anywhere, and you have to butch it up and deal with it. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.